Well, hello everyone. In this video I will show you how did I made my seals with PTFE tape. Now I will show you what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? But first I want to make clear a couple things. We need the needle of the valves of the printing head to be totally um, shiny, let's say, as polished as it's possible, if possible as mirror-like. That's important because otherwise the PTFE will just get scratched or damaged, and that will let the with the movement it should just worn out the PTFE and it will just break. So what do we do? Polish it. Just clean it as well as you can and polish it with something, anything. You can use some cloth with some polishing, maybe, I'm not so sure, but some mild abrasive maybe, or any um, polishing paste or something like that. That should just work. So what we are going to do is to put the nut in. So we will make the seal around the needle. Right now I show you what I'm talking about again. But we need the seal to be as wide as the bottom of the cavity for the seal. So this diameter is about the size of the tip of the nut. So we will use basically the eyes to see if we are doing well, but well, it will, now I will show you. We have a workaround for that anyways. So we will use just plain and simple Teflon tape or PTFE tape, the one you use for the water pipes and things like that. I'm using the high density one, but you can use as well the lower density tape. It works just fine, but you will have to use a few more turns instead. But this is what we need. So let's get to that. Basically what I do is to make a few turns around it. Let's try it. Basically, after I finish this, I will just be throwing away most of the tape I'm using, so it's not really important that the tips are straight or perfect. The part we will be using is the center. Let me show you. There we go. So as you can see, basically the diameter is almost the same as the tip of the nut. So we will just cut it there. We will use something sharp. Any sharp blade should work. A scalpel or something like this I'm using now. So we go. And we finish it by pressing it a little bit and turning. Let me, there we go. So what I'm going to use is basically the center of this. So I will just cut off the bottom part. This should be the bottom, and this part. So I will just cut it. I will show you. And okay. There should be a better way to do this and not waste so much material, but since this is what we have, right now in, well, close. It's fine, it should just work. But I'm working on a different approach without using the tape. That should just work, but we will see. In theory, should it should work just fine, but this, actually I think this works far better. It's not practical. This method is basically what they use in the industry for um, the seals of the valves. Okay. In theory, this part doesn't really matter, but well, I like details. There we go. And we cut it a little bit. Well, not just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to cut almost more than half of what I have left here. It doesn't really matter as long as the width is enough. This will later compress and fill all the holes, and that will just, well, be perfect. So let's cut it. We will use about 5 millimeters of the material. So let me show you. I guess you already got the hint of what am I doing, and you can do it already. So let me know if you tried it and if it works. With my friend, we are going to make some tests, some like proper tests. I tried it. I used it about maybe 20 hours, maybe 30. But that's not really enough. So I want to test it like in the field with a lot of hours and try to see how does it hold. So once we got that, we've got this here. We will just put it in. We send it to the bottom there, and we push it. And we have to press enough so we can start turning the nut and putting it back in place. The PTFE has no memory, it's compressible, and it's self-lubricating. So that's just perfect for this job. I will just send it there. Once we reach the bottom, we're almost there. Here we go. We reached the bottom, so the nut is fully in. Now we can just move the needle and we will see there. At first it's a little bit hard because, well, it has quite some pressure. I think I got it all out, and that's not good. Yeah, I broke the seal a little bit. So the idea is to keep it as, now I will show you what happened, but the idea is that the needle will stay in place. It will run smoothly, and that's just perfect. That's the idea. And with the pressure, it will stay in place. So let's take this up and I'll show you. So the seal is there. As you can see, it basically covered the base where the seat of the nut, and that's perfect. That's what it has to do. And when I compressed it, I will take it out. and I will show you. Let's try it. Yeah. Let's try to take it out. Okay, this one is quite attached. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the seal. This is the seal. As you can see, there's some dirt still in there. The idea is to clean it as properly as it's possible, but it doesn't really need to be perfect. So once we've got the seal out, as you can see, this runs smoothly here, but it's not really sealing. It needs to be pressed. That's why I didn't want to take it out. The idea is to move it slightly so it moves, and the motor will move the valve, and the seal should stay just in place. That's the idea. That's basically the trick. Hope it works. Let me know if you try it, if it works, how does it go. Well, let me know what you think. I'm thinking about doing some experiments and trying some other ways to make this seal that should work just fine, or actually better. But let me know what you think. This is not a reusable seal. It's a one-time seal. You put it in and you don't take it out. This one, as it is now, it's just, well, trash. It doesn't work. It won't work again. So that's why we make it thicker and slightly higher. So we compress it, and that the compression, the compressed PTFE, fills all the holes and makes the seal. Since we have this totally smooth, there's enough pressure to hold it in place, but the movements are not enough to break it, so it seals and stays in place. Basically, that's the idea. So let me know if you tried it. Let me know what you think, and well, I see you in the next video, hopefully.